Guys, I'm going to take the time to do something I've never did before. I'm going to take the time and acknowledge the sisterhood. Shout out to the sisterhood. I'm going to take the time to acknowledge the sisterhood. You guys have been very effective. Very effective in joining the feminist movement and weaponizing your emotion to the point that the powers that be, I'm convinced, in just my opinion, you guys have been weaponized to go against what y'all call masculine toxicity. Masculine toxicity. That's what you guys say, right? Not all of you, but that's what you guys say, okay? To be a man of old, or to be that traditional man from the old school, then that's masculine toxicity. Meaning a guy who would lead, a guy who would put his life on the line to protect, a guy that would provide, a guy that would, find his purpose as a man, and all of the things that make a man a man. You guys have been effective of stripping not all men, not all guys, all right, but certain dudes, not the real men, but certain dudes. You have simplified. These simps, you guys have been very effective of targeting the simps and highlighting the simps. Congratulations. Again, congratulations. Now, do beta males have a purpose? Sure they do. Alpha males have their purpose? Sure they do. The Sigma personality characteristics, the Sigma male have his purpose? Of course. But you guys have been very effective, meaning, coming up back in the day, decades ago, guys found out, hey, if I cater to the women and make music that the women like, they'll go out and buy it. And a lot of dudes, they were smart for that, to say, hey, I'm in the business of making money. I'm going to cater to the women because they'll spend the money. Single women will spend money. If they don't want to mow the lawn, they'll pay someone to do it. If they don't want to, they'll pay a contractor to come out. They'll pay to have their car service detailed. They would spend the money. They would go out and buy books. They would support your podcast. And especially if you're supporting their cause and saying the things that make them feel good, they got your back. If you saying something that makes me feel good and you supporting my cause and my beliefs, you're my guy. And those are the guys they prey on. And they've been very successful at doing so. And so when you hear guys talk like, hey, listen, women been through a lot. Women been through enough. Everyone that's walking this planet, doggone majority, okay, let me be clear. The majority of the people walking this planet are having a human experience, going through trials and tribulations, jumping hurdles, and hence neither of us could walk in the next man's shoes, and nor do we want the next person to try to walk in our shoes. All right, because you don't know what it's like. Each car, the cars that this person was dealt are not the cars that you were dealt. And so again, we all having a human experience. And I just got to say, when it comes to being successful at manipulating, gaslighting, and finessing, again, congratulations to the sisterhood. Congratulations. Dudes are still sticking to that strip. And when I say dudes, not the real men, but the dudes. The real men that care about you, it's imperative that we be honest with you, tell you the truth, have intriguing conversations, hold you accountable. That way you could rectify the situation and, again, get through your human experience, and having overstanding, understanding, and understanding. And so what I've noticed about a lot of these simps, and you guys, you sure know how to find them. You've been successful. And I'm giving y'all props. I don't condone, but it helps to see that, that guy has a mustache, he has a deep voice, and then right when you thought, okay, he was a man's man, And you like, that guy's a simp. He's gonna cater. He's gonna cater. He's gonna cater. And it's like, if though he was a nurturer. So it's like, it's clearly confusing, and it's tangled all up. And guys have really gotten away from being men. I want to distinguish the two. And separate, I have to make I got to distinguish the two. You know what I'm saying? Men, boys, dudes, males. Don't want to confuse that, right? But you guys, you've been successful in highlighting and helping to distinguish. Now, as we continue to go through this duality, you have Christian religion, you have Muslim religion, and they'll go back and forth. You have straight community, you have the alphabet community. At times they go back and forth. You have the rich people, you have the poor people. They'll go back and forth. You have the Republican Party, you have the Democrat Party. They'll go back and forth. You have the genders, the male and the females. At times they'll go back and forth. And you guys get the picture when it comes to duality, right? Do or die, up and down, God, the devil. You can't have, it's like you can't have one without the other. And so, again, as you have this human experience, you're going to notice if you wish to be up, this person wish to be down. I'm down. Hey, I want to be up. Left, right. Hey, what number do you see? I see 6. Hey, stand over here to the north. What number you see? I see 9. It's like one and the same, one coin, 2 sides, and so to understand how the duality work, that can really help us out. But back to the sisterhood, because I got to give you guys your props. And like I say, this is what this video is about, saying when it comes to your needs and how you feel and the things you want, you know how to find those soft guys who's going to cater to your needs, and the ones that you can finesse, manipulate, and gaslight. You guys have been very successful. When it comes to the sisterhood, and I want to say Western world women, because again, like I said, I can't single out the black race, but let's talk about Western world women, and let's just talk about, all right, let's go there. Let's talk about what we deal with in the black community. When you look at the education of the black woman, when you look at how voluptuous the black woman is, when you look at how, I said education, so smart, that all falls up under the same. So voluptuous, how smart she is, how driven, how strong she is. Let's ask the real question. Why are the men not marrying the black woman? These conversations are so controversial and sensitive. Why? Why aren't they marrying them? And some will say, wait, black men are marrying the women. And that I understand. Black men, the black men, real black men are marrying black women. But the conversation, what I'm trying to highlight, and I want to make sure I'm clear on this, because like I say, it's a lot of times to have the conversation, people are very sensitive about this subject. Now think about it. You can be regardless of your color, because a lot of people, they are so big on color, and to me, that's immature, and it's like that's a social construct to keep people divided, and hence that duality that I mentioned earlier. Where I'm going with this point I'm making is, if you are a woman, regardless of color, and you are feminine, peaceful, in shape, smart, and love yourself, why would any man want to not marry you, walk away, or divorce you? Why? If you love yourself, right? If you are feminine, peaceful, nurturing, in shape, why would a man not want to marry you? These are the questions that have to be answered. Why? And I'm saying this because in the black community, a lot of complaints and a lot of finger pointing. Oh, the black men are walking away from the race, even though we have plenty black women that date outside the race. Plenty, just as much as the men. Like, the men probably got them beat by a certain percentage because, in my opinion, I think the black man is more desirable. That's my opinion. I think the black man is more desirable. Black man can go to any race, and then it's like, a lot of people recognize the black man, as the king, and the black man have options, and the black man he's desirable. But let me drive this point home because I know it can be sensitive and controversial to some. If you are a woman who love yourself, you're in shape, you're feminine, you're peaceful, real men are not walking away from those type of women. And truth be told, and these are the facts, and you can go behind me and do the research, 80% of women over here in this Western world culture in their own relationships. When it comes to divorce and breaking it up and calling it off, men don't really walk away from the relationships. Women in these relationships. But when it comes to the black race, the black men are leaving. Why would the black man leave you if you're so beautiful, smart, intelligent, peaceful, feminine, in shape? Why would the black man leave? Why? And it's not for you to be sensitive and I mean, of course you have to be mature and have like control of your emotions to have these type of conversations. Because again, just as the black women experience trauma or, in the past, or when it comes to self-beauty, or when it comes to like their confidence, and when it comes to, history, the black man experienced, if not worse, in my opinion, worse. We don't have no brotherhood. If you be emotional, you're soft. You don't really have anyone to doggone console and talk to. You have to keep it bottled in and be masculine. Whereas the sisterhood, they have one another. So again, it's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, the black man have it worse. Okay? So we're not just talking about the plight of the women. This is something that we've experienced as a race. But then when it comes to love and hate, I think most of us can agree you have good people and you have bad people in every race. You have good, you have bad. You have love, you have hate. Now we back to that duality. So now you see how it tie in when I mention the human experience and the duality in which we live. Each race has their loving people and they have their hateful people. Each race have their good people and they have their bad people. That go for every race. And truth be told, we've experienced what some would, label the worst Holocaust in the world's history. All of what black people had to deal with on all four corners of the earth. And we cannot forget other countries, they've been colonized and they've gone through things. And a lot of times when you just focused on your own, you don't take the time to look at what other people have gone through, whether it's Middle Eastern, whether it's Asian, whether it's Hispanic community. We've all gone through something. A lot of times when we look at the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans, yeah, they have a tan, but they, many of them was part of the Middle Passage and experienced, a lot of what we've gone through. And like I say, we don't focus on that. We only focus on our own. And again, that falls up under, to me, I, me, mine. And that's a bit selfish. I, me, mine. Only what I go through in life, is almost to say that other people don't go through things. When again, we all having a human experience. So yeah, you see why this conversation could be sensitive to some and controversial. People don't want to acknowledge that. Other people go through things too, and other people are hurt too. But if it's I, me, mine, and mine was, I like the way Bob Marley said it. Every man think that his burden is the heaviest. Every man think that his burden is the heaviest. So let that sink in. But like I say, I don't want to make this video long. And one day, man, like I say, one day real soon, I'm gonna end a lot of these conversations, and it's like, it's no need. It's beating a dead horse at this point, and everything clearly have to play out. And I personally believe in evolution, and just to see us evolve, a lot of things we have to go through to get to where we're going. And I understand that and understand that as well as overstand that. And a lot of people are trapped and they make it a me thing. Again, me is what I've gone through. Me. And that's selfish. And it shows the alter ego, which is not the real person. It shows the ego, because I, me, mine, that's individuality. Whereas us, we, ours is what we deal with as a whole. And as a whole, you have good versus evil out here, So when it comes to a lot of what the simps are doing, to be the muscle of the sisterhood, manipulation, gaslighting, and finesse is what's really happening. That's what's really happening. You're being manipulated, they gaslight, and you're being finessed. And then this is how they get their way. No accountability. No accountability. Thanks to the sisterhood, you can pick out all of the Bible verses that you like, only the ones that you like, and then you can go around and say you're Christian. The other stuff that you don't like, I don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. You can go around, you can be sexually liberated. You can go and work freely like men. You can go around and do whatever you want to do. When it comes to your happiness and when it comes to your decisions in life that you make, you must be held accountable. You must be held accountable. Now, the simps going to be like, hey, man, no, they going through enough. Leave them alone. Let me do this for you. Let me say the things you like and support how you feel. And many of the guys, they do it for money. They do it, to earn your support, but they don't stand on their own too and have a pair and be honest with you. And that's really hurting the community. It's hurting the people. So, last but not least, congratulations, and to be continued. To be continued. Told y'all to be continued. But yeah, so like I was saying, you have brothers out here that's part of the conscience community who will tell you a bunch of beautiful lies, and then you have real men out here that really care about you and who will give you the ugly truth. Now, a lot of times, we like this person over here because he always got our back. He make us feel good. He stick up for the sisters. And then you got this gentleman over here who tell the sisters the truth and tell them how they can better themselves and what they need to bring to the table and how they can just take it to the next level. And then this the one that get talked about. This the one that's the most hated. And then this the one who they want to see unalive. Meanwhile, this other brother over here capitalizing on you being vulnerable and your low self-esteem. So he's going to feed you the beautiful lies for you to be a part of his support group so he can continue to make ends meet. But then this brother over here telling you the truth and telling you what you can do and how you can make things better for the betterment of the group, and how you can land you a husband, and how family is the real cornerstone and you can lead by an example. So you have to be careful out here. And so, like I say, to give you an example, if you guys don't have an example, let's call the names. You got the Dr. Umars. Here go the beautiful lies when it comes to love and relation. History and other things, all right, shout out to Umar. But when it comes to love and relation, you're going to get the beautiful lies coming from that brother. Because let me say this real quick. Let me say it because I'm not going to get tired of saying this. Women, I refuse to say that you're dumb. I'm going to say most of you are ignorant. The ones who say, you know what, I like him because he stand up for us. If he loved the black woman so much, he never married a black woman ever. 2 baby moms, 2 daughters who wasn't raised up under the same roof. They wasn't even raised by him. Do the math. But since you like the beautiful lies and he make you feel good by giving you the beautiful lies, people like the Kevin Samuels who would tell you the truth, you dislike him. But he's telling the truth. But you hate him if though he was Hitler. This guy never taken the country to war. This guy never doggone said I ain't gangbang. This guy ain't doggone touch on the children but you hate him because he tell the truth. So this is the thing about accountability. You can't be that ignorant. Ask the real questions and hold that brother accountable. Okay? Because you have a lot of brothers that's in the conscious community that are capitalizing off of your misery, you being vulnerable, and your low self-esteem. And you guys have to ask the real questions. And again, hold these guys accountable. The naked truth is right there in your face. He's never married a black sister. He's not leading by example with black love. And again, the same 2 daughters who he could have raised, they're now going to grow up and resent men that look like he and I. But he's helping the community and he's got your back. Guys, have an open mind. Be emotionally mature. And then let's have these conversations. And also, take some accountability, be responsible, and take heed and step your game up. Step your game up. That's all I got for you. So on one end, you got this gentleman over here capitalizing off of your vulnerability, knowing that keeping black women single is a billion-dollar industry. Corporations make billions of dollars. People make plenty of money off of these women being single. Then on this end, you got this guy over here telling the truth for you to step your game up and for you to doggone make things better and to make things right. And yet and still, you guys can't decipher between the two. So, the beautiful lies, the ugly truth.